Welcome back to the channel. This is the best car ever made, bar none, period. I'll hear nothing else from anyone else. There's a lot of good cars, but this is the best. Why is it the best? Because it's mine. I've had this car for a long time. I was 19 years old when I bought this car. I won't tell you how long ago it was, but that's when hot hatches were hot hatches. You couldn't have them. They were being stolen. They were being joyriders. The insurance was unaffordable. It was difficult to have one of these cars. I had one of these cars. I worked really hard, made it possible. This is the same car. I've owned it all that time. It's got a lot of stories. It means a lot to me. It's been restored a few times. I've done it twice. It's what I would now call an older restoration. I think the last time I did it was 10 years ago. And this is it. 1989 Ford Escort XR3I 90 spec. Only ever made this spec for 2 years. The last of the Mark IVs before they changed to the Mark V, which after that went to the Focus. So it was the best one. You can argue all you want, but it was the best one. Well, as it's an older car, an older restoration, we just do basic maintenance on it. So I thought I'd do a little video. It's time for a service. You don't realise when you have older cars and you don't use them very often, probably doing 150, 200 miles a year, that you kind of need to service them still. The oil in this car every year is golden. It comes out the sump golden as it goes in. But if you don't keep up with it, things like it deteriorates inside the filters and things like that. Now, what I have noticed is it started to run a little bit lumpy lately. And I was having a little think about it, and I thought, you know what? I didn't change the fuel filter. For the last 10 years, I haven't changed the fuel filter. So we're going to do a full service on it. Fuel filter, oil filter, plugs, air filter is a K&N air filter. So we'll just clean that out because they're like a lifetime filter anyway. I'm going to show you how easy it is to maintain these cars on your own. Yes, you can take them to a garage if you want. That's fine, each to their own. But you can do this on your drive. I've been doing these on my drive for years. I've took them to bits and put them back together again on my drive. But we're just going to do a service now. Let's just have a quick look around the car before we start. You don't really need anything too fancy to service a car like this. But what you do need is some clean cloths, because you have to take your time not to get oil everywhere. One of the tricks to having a car like this, a show car, is it's easy to make a car look clean and tidy and fancy. And it's also easy to make a car run. The hard part is making it run well and having it mint. So you can have a really mint looking trailer queen, or you can have a car that you actually use and enjoy, but it has to look the part as well. So I always used to run this up the ramps. I had some metal ramps. They were quite high, they were quite steep, and you used to have to put these little extensions on them because the car's lowered so that it didn't catch the bumper when it went up, and you really had to rev it. And when you got to the top, you just hope for the best that you didn't go too far or anything like that. But now we've got these, you know, if you're going to maintain your own car, these are a fantastic bit of kit, bought from an online retailer that delivers to your door. And they've got a big flat area. I bought these for a show so I could display the car on it, but now I've used it in my garage, that big flat area. So once you get up there, it's a nice gentle slope and it sits there tidy without trying to roll back like the old fashioned ones did. So first job, get it on the ramps. So this is our service kit, all bought online. There's your fuel filter, oil filter, 4 spark plugs, and then what I think is the finest oil you can use, but you know, everyone has their preferences. We've got Bosch spark plugs. We used to use Bosch split fires, or Bosch Super 4s they were called, and they have 4 connections on it, 4 sort of elements, but they're getting a bit expensive now, really, to be honest, and these are just good enough to do the job, so that'll be fine. The air filter, we haven't got a new one. That's in there. That's a K&N. So you clean that out. The idea is it lasts a lifetime. These are your HT leads here. Coil, which leads to your coil. And underneath these are your plugs. So we'll have to take them off to get to the plugs. And down there is the fuel filter, which is nice and tidy. And what we're going to do with the new fuel filter, because it's a show car as such, we're going to lacquer the new fuel filter so it looks nice and shiny under there. Got to show you this. I just recently inherited some furniture that somebody didn't want. A drop leaf table and 2 chairs. Perfect for the garage. Look, just pull that alongside your car, put your bits on it, sit on your chair, service your car while you're working on the wheels. Brilliant. And it's free. If you've got some furniture in your house that's not being used, just bring it in the garage. It won't cost you anything. This table and chairs is a game changer in here. Absolute game changer. I might even start having my tea in here. The difference between this car and obviously the Ferrari that we've been doing is because this has had a full nut and bolt restoration, you can basically work on it in a dinner suit. You don't get dirty. It's brilliant. I mean, all this was out, engine was out, engine bay repainted, and then I rebuilt the engine. Every piece was then painted again, or polished or replaced. And you can just look, there's no dirt on this car. It's brilliant. You can just pop in here while you're waiting for your wife to get ready to go out and you've got your nice clothes on. You can just pop in and do a little job on your car, and while you're waiting for her to do her hair, it's great pastime. Honestly, I'd love to get the Ferrari to this level. I really would, but I don't know if I'm a rich enough man to do that, to be honest. These not so bad on a Ford, but then mega. Oh, first job, spark plug socket, which has a little piece of rubber inside it. So when you push the spark plug, when you push it on the spark plug, it grips hold of this bit here and holds it. So when you, oh my God. Take 2. Right, so that was a new spark plug socket that was part of a set I bought for doing the Ferraris. It's a thin walled set that obviously doesn't know your plug. What a load of crap about that. This is the old fashioned one that I used to use all the time. Like I said, there's a piece of rubber inside that grips the end of your spark plug. So when you're pulling your spark plug out of the hole, it pulls up. When you're putting your new one in, you can do that. Remember, old tools are better than new tools. Not all the time, but sometimes. In that instance, it is. So these are in order. This is the firing order, 1342. So if you take them off, make sure you remember where they go. Put them back in the same place. Otherwise, your car will run really badly or not at all. Best thing to do is just mark them up and put them exactly where they were. On this car, they're different lengths anyway, so you can kind of pull them off and you know, and I've done it that many times. Or if you're unsure, just do one at a time. Pull the lead off, change the plug, put the lead back on. Pull all the leads off, get them out of the way, sympathetically like that, as you do, and then we'll start. So when you're taking them out, just crack them off gently, and then they should mostly undo by hand, to be honest. Don't put any undue pressure on it. Try and keep your tool straight down to the same angle as the plug, so you're not bending it. There's the old plug now. You can see it's not too bad. It's a bit charred up. There's no oil in there. It's all good. Probably would have lasted another couple of years, to be honest, in this car, because it doesn't do any miles, but we'll change them anyway. And there's the new one. When you're putting your new one in again, try and get to the same angle as the hole that you took out. When you get it, you feed it in, and just gently feel with your fingers where the thread starts. Don't force it, because you don't want to cross thread it, because that'll just ruin your engine. And it's game over then. So just run it in as far as you can with your hands. It should run pretty much all the way in with your hand tight in a clean car anyway. And then a little nip with your ratchet, not a big tighten, just a little as they say. And that's it. Repeat 4 times. That's all 4 plugs done now. See, nice and easy. We just put our plug leads back on in the right order, nice and neatly. They just line up with the top and then gently press down. Like I said, these are all different leads, different lengths, so you can't really get it wrong. So you just get it on the plug. It should slide down nice and easily, and then once you get to the last bit, click, just clicks into place. Just grabs the top of the plug to make that connection. Cables into that tray there. Next job, air filter. Like I said before earlier on, it's easy to fix a car and it's easy to make a nice car, but it's hard to make a nice car and make it run. So things a little bit different. These are just screwdriver ends on here on these clips, but they also have a 7mm. So we use a 7mm because then what happens if you use a screwdriver is it kind of roughs the slat up a little bit, so it looks like it's been on and off and looks a bit old and used, like an old clip, you know. But you want to keep these clips nice and shiny and tidy, so you're best off just using a ratchet on them. Keeps them nice. We've got the foot, just unplug the wire there. 1 clip, 2 clips on this side, 3rd clip. Bit awkward, so we'll take that one off. Just to get it out of the way. We had these hoses made especially for this car in this colour. It looks amazing. I love it. People say you should keep your hoses standard. You can if you want, but these uprated hoses, you never have any problems with them, I can tell you that. Right, so this, you can get them to look like standard and be uprated, which is the real trick to it, to be honest. There's your top, lid off, pop that out of the way. And in there is an everlasting K&N air filter. I don't know how long, it says lifetime. As you can see, it's pretty clean, a little bit of dirt there. So all we need to do, we'll put a bit of cleaner on that, we'll blow it out and put it back in. Much better than the paper ones that you'd get as standard. Right, time for the oil. So we've got changed into some scruffs because we ain't got any new t-shirts because no one sent us any merch. No pressure. We've got our bucket, oil bucket, 13mm spanner, ratchet spanner, and a rag, torch. Let's get underneath. Hello, it's me. I'm just upside down. Sump plug. I'm actually not sure if I got the wrong size spanner. Got the wrong size spanner. Wait just there. Hello again. Right, it's a 15mm. My apologies. This is not an original sump on this car. It's one that I put on when I rebuilt it. I don't think it's a genuine one. So I think the sump's a slightly different size. The sump plug. I think the plug's the same, but the end's different. So there you go. We'll just crack that off. Like that. Now, here's the trick. What you gotta do is get your hand above, as well as filming a video, above your sump, so that when the sump comes out, the oil don't go all down your arm. So keep your arm above the plug, and then the oil don't run down your arm, you see? Little trick. And you've got your rag, so you can be cleaning your plug up. Cleaning your plug up while you wait. There's a little washer on there as well, a little copper washer. Just make sure that's okay. It doesn't need replacing every time. You can do if you want to, but it doesn't really need it as long as you don't over tighten it. And then while your oil's draining, the best thing you can do is just lie down and think about life, really. Think about where it all went wrong and how you ended up laying a garage underneath an old Ford, and why you didn't have any good interests, and that maybe your parents were right and you should have listened at school, and then might have still be lay under this car, because I'd never sell this car because it's my baby. Could have all the money in the world and still keep this car and still be lay under its service in it. So it's a great place to be honest. A happy place. No one's mithering me if you listen. There you go. All I can hear is my beer fridge in the other end of the garage whistling away. I'll clean the inside of my wheels while I'm waiting. Yeah, so I'll just let that run out. Oh, I'll show you my new toy while we're waiting. I always used to use these big grips, and they've always worked. It's great. It's a bit of an old school method, but getting the leverage on it in tight spaces can be a bit difficult. And I kind of always think, well, I'll buy a tool, and I never do because I always forget, and then it's time to service the car, and then I struggle, and then, well, I bought one. Excuse me. At the last show I went to, this, a fuel filter removal tool. So hopefully this should be a doddle. Just grips it, spin, and whip it off. Let's see. Hopefully it's just, better than that torch I bought from the same show. If you look at that oil now, it's still quite golden. Now it's thinned out. Bear with me. There you go. Look at that oil now. It's really golden. See that? It's like brand new oil, isn't it? And it's been in the car for 2 years, that. Because I don't service it every year anymore, to be honest. There's not much point. 150 miles. I used to do. I suppose that's why it runs so clean, though. Where's my rag? Okay. Slot plug back in. Again, like your spark plugs. Just get a feel for the threads before you start tightening it, because you don't want to cross thread it. It's just a disaster if you do. Move your bucket out, wipe it all off, clean it up. Like I say, you want to keep it nice and clean. And then unless you want oil everywhere when you start your car, give it a little nip. Not an over tighten, just a nip. There you go, lovely that. Perfect. That's that done. The oil is out of the car. Okie dokie. This is the oil filter. And this is my oil filter tool. So you grab your bucket back underneath here. And in theory, this should just grab this filter nicely now and spin it. Oh, dead easy. Much easier than grips. Love it. So just loosen that. Don't take it off. What will happen is now, all the oil will spill out of this. It'll go on top of the exhaust. So we spin it off as quick as we can. And then we hold it upright like that. And then nothing spills out. And pop that in the bucket. And you've already got your new one to hand, so any spillage goes somewhere on there. Again, feel it, don't cross thread it. Nice and tidy. Give that a good tighten now. There you go. Now, hand tight is normally good enough as long as you've got a good bit of strength in your hands. So, just to be sure, as I have got my new tool, might as well use it. I'm going to give it a little nip. Torque it up. There you go, that's enough. Only a little one. See now what happens if I test that with my hand. I can't undo it with my hand now, that. So that's plenty tight enough. So it took no time at all, really, did it? And if you need help with the time, contact Aid Wilkinson and he'll sort you out with a nice watch. That's what he does. He's the watchman. Aid Wilkinson, the watchman. Google it, look him up online, help you out with the time, and then you too can do jobs like this in no time. Big thanks to our sponsor, Aid Wilkinson. Fuel filter, the infamous fuel filter. 17mm union on the front, 19mm union on the back. Little clamp there that holds it in the car, and that's it really. Let's whip it off. It's in. Nipped up the two ends. New clamp. Tightened up. It's ready to go. Right, we've put 3.5 litres of oil in here now. This is my trusty homemade. You know, I like to make my own stuff. It's my homemade filler. I just find it sits a bit better in there when it's not falling out. The other ones with a smaller neck tend to fall everywhere. I just like doing that. I've got new ones, but I like using that because it works. That's where the oil goes. We fill it up. It holds 3.85 litres of oil, if you're really interested, with a filter change, less without, but why you would do that, I don't know. So we've put 3.5 litres in, so it's showing full on the dipstick now. For those of you under 25, a dipstick is a piece of metal that goes in here and allows you to check your oil without a computer, without an app, without a light coming on. You don't have to wait for it to warm up. It doesn't have to be running. It doesn't have to be anything specific. You just put a piece of metal in a hole and it tells you what your oil is. It's brilliant. Shock horror. Things actually did work. Anyway, you know, you'd have thought a dipstick was a thing of the past. Unfortunately, there are still some dipsticks about. They're just not in cars anymore, are they? You're driving them. Right, so like I said, we put 3.5 litres in that now, showing full on the dipstick. So we'll run it up now, let it run through the filter, let it run through the engine, let it settle for 5 minutes, then we'll take another reading on the dipstick and probably be a bit under full then, and we'll probably have to put the 0.3 of a litre in just to make it perfecto. But it's worth taking your time with it, because if you overfill it, then you've just got to drain it out again, and it's just rubbish. So just take your time when you're doing it, no rush. Right, that's them bits done. Now, a couple of last things to do. You just check your brake fluid, which is in there, which I've already done. Just check its level. It's right on the max mark. Check its condition. Check it's not going black or anything like that. And then your water, which I just check with my finger because I've had this redone. But normally you can see it from the side. There's a maximum and a minimum, and you can just look through it. Right, that's it. It's all done, fully serviced and ready to go out for a car show on Sunday. That'll be its first test drive. I might take it out in the sun a little bit later on, but that's for me to do. And unfortunately, I won't be taking you with me because that's my time. You know what to do. If you like what you see, please do like the channel. Please do subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.